This is the first book I wrote back in 1988. Yikes, that was not yesterday. Very simple strategy, one of the 5 things I would never, never teach without. And of course, it's in the big book. It's the first book of the big book. Right there. 25 years of experience in that little book. And what I've learned is this strategy is best acquired by teachers if we actually live it and not just me talk about it. That's why I've got an index card. We're going to try it with you guys. So, your card, portrait mode, please. Portrait mode, your card. Visual learners, take a look. I inserted that slide about 4 years ago, have not gotten a single landscape card since I inserted that one slide for the visuals. All right, portrait mode. Top of the card, would you print your first name? And then below that, your last name. Now, in the classroom, I wouldn't do this the first time, but once your kids have gotten comfortable with you, you might want to ask them to respond to a question. I wouldn't do that at first, though. Let's keep this real simple, real safe, just first name, last name. At the same time, I don't see why you guys couldn't put some codes on the card. You know, language proficiency, whatever it might be, whatever's going to help you help your students. But for all the years I did it, it was just names. That's all I needed. And I'll point out, originally, I used playing cards. I was teaching elementary school. And playing cards are great, very durable, last all year, but I was losing the secondary teachers with the playing card. They didn't like it, sounded too kiddie. So I switched to index cards, and there are huge advantages to index cards, which I'll point out later. But for today's demonstration, first name, last name. We're making eight random groups. So if you just want to distribute your cards randomly. There we go. My students all knew that sound. See, with index cards, you can't shuffle them. You can, but they don't make a great sound. Playing cards, boy, you shuffle those cards, mix up all those names. Oh, that's an attention getter. But I learned with index cards, I just do that. That sound meant have an answer ready. Something besides boys and girls, would be appreciated. As you can imagine, we're going to have a card for each student. And during lessons and discussions, to make sure they're all participating, I call upon students as the names appear. Because here's a thought. Now, when I shared this with elementary people, especially years ago when I'd share this strategy with elementary people, I'd hear this a lot. Oh, that's like popsicle sticks. And we're going to say yes and we're going to say no. We're going to compare the two. We're going to find out what's wrong, in my opinion, with popsicle sticks. So here we go. Let's give them grades in these 3 categories. Randomness, they both get an A. In my opinion, and again, just my opinion, if you do not have some type of a random name generator in your hand during lessons and discussions, you're just hoping for participation. And although hope is truly a great thing, it's not a plan. It's not a strategy. But they both get A's. Now here's what starts to break down. Bless you. I just found the can of sticks kind of clunky to use. It's like, here's the stick, pull it out, where's the name, where do I put it? And what I've learned is that if something's easier to use, I'm more likely to use it. And I found a set of cards very easy to use. And by the way, secondary guys, think about color coding your day. Color code your day. Colors are a very powerful organizational tool. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. So if you have 6 different decks on your desk and it's first period, that's the deck you grab. It's got the red across the top. That's the only edge I don't touch. That's why the color's at the top. All right, here's the deal breaker, the uncertainty. You never knew who was coming out of the can next, and that is an issue. Because you just asked a question that this kid can't answer. That's awkward. The beauty of cards, anytime I want to, I can stagger those cards in my hand. I'd like to know Marshall's that far away from being called upon because he has some serious needs. It is my job to meet. I do not want to be surprised by his name. I want to see him coming. And that's why when I designed and developed the Class Cards app, which is available for Apple and Android, on the main screen of the app, you can see the next 4 kids coming up. So there's the, on the left, index card. Go with that. I used them for years. But if they're pushing you to use technology, then go with an app. Karena is the one to call upon. And look at the score button. I've got 6 score buttons to assign a quality based upon your response. So I can informally assess quality of your responses. And here's something people don't know. One little shortcuts. Right now, I see Karena is still formulating a response because I know her. I look at Marwa, and she is just busting. She just can't wait to be called upon. She's going, come on. Because they can't see that up on the screen. They cannot see that. It's in my hand. I'm looking at names. If I tap Marwa's name, it'll switch places with Karena. So I accelerate her to the top to take her response, buy Karena a bit more time. But I do want to see who's coming up next. I like that. So there are the final grades. Right there. It's that and it's that. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like what we're doing, hit that thumbs up button down below. Hit the subscribe button so you get all the videos that'll be coming your way. And something else to think about, maybe share one of these strategies with a teacher at your own site.